Charlie, aka Moist Critical, is a very loved person in the space of YouTube. And today I'm reacting to his thoughts on One Piece so far. Whether his thoughts are negative or positive, I'm curious to see what he has to say. Let's get it going.
Hello, Moist Charlie Clips fam. So,
Okay.
as promised, I want to do a little debriefing on One Piece. As many of you know, I've been actively chipping away at One Piece for like 2 years now, maybe a little longer than
fair.
2 years, because I really wanted to get into the hype. I wanted to feel what One Piece fans feel, where it's talked about as one of the best pieces of fiction ever written in the history of our species.
I get that a lot in my comment sections
I've never
too.
really gotten into it. So, about 2 years ago, I made the decision to take the plunge. I was going to cannonball into the pool and just let it ride. And man, what a laborious, slow journey it has been.
Laborious? What does that word even mean?
We're just going to go through the full thing.
Oh, wait,
I just finished the Skypiea arc, so I'm just going to cover all of my feelings up till this point.
Okay.
Now, I knew this show was going to be a bit of a slow burn, which I'm completely fine with. In fact,
off rip, I already know he's going to say that he does not like Skypiea, because most people did not enjoy Skypiea. Skypiea was so bad, it was only good at the end, or like the times Enel was on the screen, or Inaru. But the rest of it, irrelevant, and it was bad.
There's a lot of slow burn anime that I enjoy. I don't need just fucking nuts to butts action, like beautiful, animation on every fight or anything like that. But what I didn't expect with One Piece is just how long it takes for characters to become interesting. Now that I'm 200 episodes in, characters that were introduced in the very beginning are just now starting to grow on me and become what I feel is a more fleshed out, more three-dimensional character as opposed to just 2D tropey shit. Like, example, Sanji. Sanji's just like girl crazy, always fucking hearts in his eyes, auga, auga. Like, for the entire duration of his character arcs through Skypiea. Now, post Skypiea, or getting to post Skypiea, I feel very differently about him now. I feel like he's going in a different direction that is more interesting. Zoro is a character that
I'm gonna pause right there. I felt the same way with Sanji, but I liked him after Alabasta, from what his role and what he did there. I was like, okay, so he's not like a flat one-dimensional, oh, googly eyes, oh, woman. He also has a little bit more depth to him than that, from what I've seen so far. Yeah.
Liked from the beginning, and I like more now.
I think everybody likes Zoro.
Is just like stoic, beat ass, eat ass, kind of cool shonen character. He hasn't had like a ton of depth carved out for him as of this moment, but he's just a cool character. Luffy, on the other hand, has not changed one fucking bit, and I find a lot of his character traits extremely grating. In Skypiea, I could not stress how much of a headache it was every time they went to Luffy in the belly of the fucking snake. He spent like 40 episodes in the snake's belly going, this is a weird cave.
Luffy is so dumb. There is no way you don't realize you're not inside of a cave. Like, oh, he's actually so stupid.
This is a weird cave. Such a weird cave. Gum Gatling on the cave walls. I'm gonna bust out. For 40 fucking episodes until other members, Nami and them get in there and like lead him out. It's just, Luffy's character I am still not fully sold on. I don't really enjoy Luffy. He's like my least favorite character of the Straw Hat crew.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, it's not. For me, I'd say Luffy, not Luffy. It would be Usopp or Nami. But I can see why he says that. He says like the two things. Not two things, but he's always complaining about food. That's what I want to get at. It's always about food. His fights are like questionable. They're always like serious at the end. And yeah, pretty much.
He is just in this perpetual daze, like a trance of stupid juice running through his veins. He's always just meat. Can't wait to eat meat. And then just always.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, essentially.
He's fucking dumb. He's only ever serious at the very end of a fight or at the very
Bro, I just said that.
Beginning of a fight, and it usually only lasts for like 15-20 seconds so far. I get that he's that way intentionally, but that doesn't mean that I like...
Like, literally almost every single arc I'm at so far, that has happened. And I don't get that. Even like in between fights, it gets like goofy, and he's not completely serious. but only when he sees something happen to his friends, or he's like, okay, I gotta stop playing around. And then he goes serious. I'm like, why? I don't get that.
That aspect of him. Like, it's fine to have goofiness for your main character, but he shouldn't be perpetually goofy all of the time. And so far, he has been, even in extremely
Monkey D.
serious
Goofy.
circumstances. Just the constant stupidity and, like, unrelenting silliness of him is just becoming so tiresome. And I'm hoping that at some point they ease off the gas on that aspect of his character.
That's fair.
But
Can't get
I
mad
do
at
want to
that.
make it clear, overall, I am enjoying the show more now. Alabasta arc was really good. Skypiea,
Facts.
not so much.
No,
Everything in
awful.
Skypiea I thought was extremely underwhelming and a step back from Alabasta,
I
except
thought the
for its
same
villain.
thing.
Inaru
I thought the
is really
same
cool.
thing.
And I love how they played off of Luffy being the rubber man and Inaru being obviously all lightning based, and how it just doesn't work on Luffy because he's the fucking rubber man and
The
rubber
rubber
doesn't
man.
exist up there in Skypiea. So that was a really cool thing. And then also playing around with Inaru's mantra where he's able to like predict your moves, like read your moves in the future. Like Luffy combats this by
Hockey.
basically just slapping around his ship and hitting him with ricochet blows so that way Luffy's not thinking about anything, so Iniru can't read his mind, which I thought was very creative and cool.
It was
There
really
were good
yeah.
moments of Skypiea, and I really like everything towards the end with the Iniru fight. But overall, it was a slog to get through. It took me close to 6 months to finish Skypiea.
Bro, it took you 6 months? I mean, dude, I know it was a snooze fest, but 6 months is crazy.
Because I just kept falling asleep since it was such a snooze fest for so much.
Okay, I'm not even making this up. Why is he saying stuff I'm saying? Bro,
Of it.
that's
The
crazy.
priests were trash. All of
It was
the
so
priest
bad.
moments were absolutely
Especially that fat priest on the ball. I was like, dude, I did not care about you.
awful. So that was a good chunk of it. But then also just a lot of the stuff about Skypiea, while I thought conceptually was cool, was executed really underwhelmingly. Now I understand most people say the manga is a lot better pacing than the anime, and I bet
Yeah,
you're
I get
probably
that a
right.
lot.
But I've already committed to the anime as my main form of digesting this story.
Yep.
And like I said, I am enjoying it more now than I did. So I'm hoping that it's really only up from here. I want to give my full thoughts on everything, like I said, so let me dial back the clock a little bit here. A lot of people said Arlong Park is like one of the best arcs in One Piece. I fucking hated Arlong. I couldn't stand it.
Why? Why? Why you say it like that? Why do you hate Arlong?
Arlong Park is like one of the best arcs in One Piece. I fucking hated Arlong. I couldn't stand
I
anything.
didn't
about
rewatch
that.
it because I don't remember
think
much
Arlong
of
was
it.
a pretty cool villain.
I watched Arlong Park like near like 8th, 9th grade, and that was like 4 to 5 years ago. Like I had to rewatch like some arcs back then.
But the second that it actually came down to like the payoff,
I remember the
where
fight scene. That's all.
Luffy's challenging Arlong, it was absolutely fucking awful. Like I thought it was such a wet fart of a
It wasn't
conclusion.
been bad.
They hype up
What?
Arlong. You get a lot of information about Nami, which I appreciated. Nami actually had a lot of depth given to her very early on, so she for a little while was probably one of my favorite characters just because I knew the most
Really?
about her and that she had a good sympathetic story.
I guess.
But
yeah.
Arlong, this whole arc was spent like hyping up just how fearsome he is, the fishman as well. But then it boils down to Luffy ending it in like a single axe kick. And the axe kick was like cool, like it looked
Yeah,
cool,
it was
but
amazing.
having it all end in one blow is not satisfying at all. And it really kind of just pisses on the whole journey getting to that point, in my opinion. You need to have like a satisfying conclusion to a character like that. And it brings me to my next complaint,
Yeah.
that no bad guys die.
Oh, I brought this up so many times. Why don't people die in One Piece? Oh, I bit my tongue. People just don't die. Whether it's the side characters, the main plot characters in like the specific arc, or the villain, they don't die. And it's concerning because it's like, what's the point then? If they're like, I don't know how to put it in words. I'll get to it later. But to me, it just doesn't make sense.
Like even from the very beginning, Don Krieg, They hype up Don Krieg. He was kind of shit, obviously, but I mean, it was early on. I understand it's going to be difficult to make a cool villain. In fact, Mihawk was the coolest part of this entire section. Mihawk coming in during the Don Krieg moments. But Don Krieg gets defeated and carried away. You know, like they fucking hoist him up like Rudy after the Notre Dame win. You know, like they hoist him out, they sail away, and he's fine. Like he lives. But he never comes back into the story, and I got curious, so I looked up if he ever comes back, and from as I understand it, he doesn't. But he's still alive. So if he's still alive but doesn't come back, why not just kill him? It's a lot more sensical in the universe, especially for a situation like they were in. If you would just kill that big bad, it's not like they drive home this idea that like killing is this ultimate evil thing. You know, Luffy's not fucking Batman, right? Like Luffy understands the danger with fighting and all of it. So I really think it would have made more sense to be killing these. They're not major villains, but they were for their time, like in their arc. These bad guys. Kudo, another example. Kudo was hyped up. This introduced Usopp. Like this was a big moment. I'm still not the biggest Usopp enthusiast or anything. Like Usopp's still pretty fucking annoying, but he's having more moments now where I appreciate some of his character. But I'm getting sidetracked. Kudo was the big bad of that time, and once again gets defeated relatively easily. Like there was never really feeling like any big stakes there or any real challenge. Gets defeated but not killed. So he's still alive, sails off, you know, he's gone but alive. Why? I just feel like it makes more sense to be killing those characters. There's only a couple instances so far where they like have a villain that they defeat, you know, like a Pokemon battle, like, oh, the enemy fainted, where I feel like it makes sense that happened. And that's like, when that's the case, I get it. But those are just rare exceptions. And it's also not just bad guys. It seems like there's a big apprehension to killing any characters at all, no matter if they're good, bad, or if they're major or minor. Another example of this is during the Alabasta arc, which I do like
He's
a
gonna
lot.
bring up the rebellion guy. They're gonna bring that up. He should be dead.
They have a character named Pell. And at one point, Pell carries like a goddamn nuclear bomb away in order to save everyone. It's a very noble sacrifice moment.
I forgot
he picks
about
up the bomb
that.
And he's flying up into the goddamn stratosphere like an actual hero, a patriot. You know, like that scene from the Iron Giant. I'm Superman. Pell carries this bomb up there. It blows up, and you're under the impression Pell has sacrificed himself for everyone, and it's a really powerful moment. But it turns out Pell's alive. Somehow. Just
it makes no sense.
He's just alive.
Like, if that's the case, all that was irrelevant. It's let the bomb detonate on the ground. Everybody would have been fine. Everybody would have been fine, but no. Pell didn't die from that. It's like...
Why? You have this incredible character moment. You
like,
have
just kill
all
him
this
off.
Like great setup for this moment. This would conclude everything that Pell has been set up for. And you have the bomb. It blows up. He should have died, but he doesn't for no reason. And he's not even a major character. Pell was, by all definitions, a minor side character.
Yep.
But they couldn't even kill him. They
don't kill
pull the
minor
trigger
characters
on
like
something
that,
like that, which would have been better. Like, up until now, I don't think there has been a single character death, good or bad, in anything outside of flashbacks. All character deaths that we have been made aware of so far have all been in flashbacks, or just completely nameless henchmen that caught some strays.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, I don't think there have been any, like, noteworthy deaths at all, in general. Which I just think is so silly. Like, I don't understand exactly why. Now, I know that does change in the future. Tiana watched all of One Piece. I know a lot of where this story goes and like character deaths. So I'm looking forward to when we start getting to that point where characters do die, because I think that improves the overall stakes in the narrative. Because if you're going into these episodes like I am, knowing that, oh, this guy's probably not going to die because no one else has so far, then there's really no stakes. Also, I take it back. There has been one death that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
What do you think?
And that was the chunky priest in Skypiea, the Ordeal of Spheres, the ball guy, the ball juggler. He is dead. And the only reason we know he's dead is because his brothers were like, you killed him. And
oh yeah, when they hopped up on the ship, like, hey, you killed our bro or something like that. I remember. Yeah. Because he went up to Usopp and Sanji that was on the boat with Nami, I think. Or it was just them two. It was something like that.
That's the confirmation.
I
Never
think.
mind, scratch that. I decided to look it up. He's not actually dead.
Wait, bro, Charlie, you gotta be confused, bro. What is this?
See. I must not have got to the
So he
episode where they sentence him and the other priest to their cloud drifting prison sentence. So,
wait, what
no
happened?
one that I can
I
think
don't
of in
remember
this
that.
show so far has died outside of flashbacks. But yeah, anyway, that's just another thing that I feel like is just a little lacking is stakes because no characters
Mm-hmm.
are actually dying or anything, so everything's kind of got like a happy ending and happy resolution right now. But yeah, overall, it's not like I hate the show. I really didn't like it and really had to force myself to keep watching it early on,
I
but
had to
now
as
I
well.
am
Yeah.
enjoying it a
Hmm.
lot more, and I'm hoping that it only continues to get better. Also, shout outs to Chopper because I also really like Chopper. I forgot to
I
mention
like
that.
Chopper
Chopper's
too.
whole story I thought was also pretty good, and he is still like he gets very tropey. Like he started off with a lot of depth to him, and now he's kind of fallen into more of a two-dimensional comic relief character, which I think is a little weird, but I'm sure that it's just setting him up for like big moments coming forward.
You would think so. Uh, yeah. I don't know about that.
But yeah, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at One Piece. Just finished Skypiea. I don't remember what the next arc I'm going into is, but
The next arc's the Foxy Pirates. Oh, good luck with that.
I'll keep you all posted here on Moist Charlie clips. So yeah.
All right. So that's Charlie's take. The stuff that he said, he's not wrong. And I felt the way about a few things that he said. And to add on, because I do share like the similar beliefs, the way he brought up in his video, is I expect certain things to already happen because of the previous history of what's been happening in the show. For example, I expect Luffy to win just about every single fight he's in because so far he gets beat up badly. He's on the brink of death. He comes back and not kills, but he knocks out the opponent. That's happened nearly every single time. And it's like they have a formula for like major events or major fights to that occur. So I expect him to get beat up badly. He's gonna come back and just wash the opponent. And because of that factor, it kind of brings my enjoyment down a little bit because I'm so bad with my words because it's like bam, new boss. And this boss, really strong. The boss beats up Luffy. You think Luffy's done so, and somebody else has to take over that role? No. Luffy just comes back, extremely stronger, from like a mental imp or something, demolishes them. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, that's unsatisfying. But yeah, that's my take on that. You have any comments, questions, concerns? Let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'm Malik, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.